Alex sat on the edge of the old wooden bench in the park, tracing the grooves with a fingertip. The sky was pale blue, and a soft breeze carried the scent of blooming flowers. Everywhere he looked, memories of Sam filled his mind. He had spent countless afternoons here, talking about dreams and building small gadgets from spare parts. But now Sam lived across the ocean, and Alex felt a hollow ache in his chest. Each morning, Alex woke to silence instead of Sam's cheerful call. He checked his phone. No new messages. He stared at their last video chat screenshot where they both laughed under the glow of streetlights. He missed the way Sam listened when he spoke about new engineering ideas, the way Sam's eyes lit up at every success. Now, the days passed in a quiet blur. Alex tried to fill his time. He took extra shifts at the workshop, soldering circuit boards that hummed with potential. He coded small programs that measured weather patterns, hoping to send them to Sam as a thoughtful gift. Still, each completed project reminded him that something was missing. His hands itched to share ideas with Sam, to hear Sam's honest feedback. Instead, the workshop felt too large, too empty. One evening, Alex stood by his window, watching the lights of the city twinkle in the distance. He remembered Sam's parting words. "Keep going, Alex. One day we'll work side by side again." Hope warmed him. He realized that distance was only one kind of obstacle, and true connection could cross any divide. If he could build machines to reach the stars, he could bridge the gap to Sam. The next morning, Alex sketched a plan. He would build a small transmitter, a personal beacon that could send an unmistakable signal, one that carried his voice. His laughter, his ideas directly to Sam's new home. He rummaged through drawers, gathering old radio parts, a tiny solar panel, and a spare microcontroller. As he worked, his heart beat faster. Every wire he connected seemed to pull him closer to Sam. Days turned into nights as Alex soldered and coded. He calibrated the antenna, tested the power flow, and refined the audio codec. When the transmitter finally powered on, it hissed for a moment before emitting a steady tone. Alex held his breath and spoke into the small microphone. "Hello, Sam. It's Alex. I miss you. Can't wait to hear your voice again." The device captured his words and began to broadcast them into the sky. Alex closed his eyes and imagined Sam, hearing that message in a distant room, smiling at the familiar tone. He believed in humanity's spirit-art drive to reach out, to connect, to comfort. The simple machine stood for all the hope he felt. Even though miles stretched between them, Alex knew he had lit a spark of reunion. That evening, Alex waited by the park bench again, carrying the tiny transmitter in his pocket. He watched stars appear one by one in the darkening sky. He thought of the countless signals humans had sent into space, messages of peace, of curiosity, of friendship, and he felt proud to add his own. He felt proud of how people could use technology not to harm, but to heal. Just as he prepared to head home, his phone buzzed. A video call from an international number glowed on the screen. Alex's heart raced as he answered. Sam's face filled the display, eyes shining with surprise and joy. "Alex, is that your voice?" "I heard it clear as day," Sam exclaimed. Alex laughed, relief washing over him. "Yes, it's me. I built a little beacon," he said. "I wanted you to know you're not alone." Sam smiled. "You never are," Sam replied. "This means the world to me." As they talked late into the night, Alex felt the distance shrink. Every word, every laugh, every shared idea built a bridge stronger than any cable. He realized that humanity's greatest power lay in our will to connect, to uplift each other, and to carry hope across any distance. And in that moment, in the glow of the screen, Alex knew they had begun to rebuild their bond, one message of light at a time. Alex woke to the soft hum of the transmitter still in his pocket. Yesterday's surprise call from Sam still felt like a dream. He sat at his cluttered desk, surrounded by soldering tools and spare electronic parts, and smiled at the tiny device. It had brought Sam's voice back into his life. Yet now Alex faced a new worry: how to keep their bond strong when time zones and busy days threatened to pull them apart again. He thought of Sam working late in a distant lab, exploring cutting-edge materials for space habitats. Sam had sent photos of glowing test chambers and exotic crystals. Alex admired every image, but he felt a pang of loneliness. He missed seeing Sam in person, the way they pored over circuit diagrams side by side. He wanted more than occasional calls. He wanted a shared routine, small moments of connection woven into each day. That afternoon, Alex sketched another idea. He would turn the simple beacon into a two-way link with scheduled check-ins. He pictured a small console on his desk that would light up when Sam was free to talk. And he would build a matching unit for Sam's desk so they could exchange short voice messages without the delay of placing a call. This way, even if they were busy, a quick reply could remind them they were still there for each other. He spent the next morning coding a lightweight communication protocol. He designed intuitive buttons and a gentle chime that would not interrupt lab experiments or workshop alarms. Each button press would record a 10-second voice clip, enough for a greeting or a quick thought. Then the device would send it automatically when network traffic was low, conserving bandwidth and power. As Alex worked, he felt a renewed energy, an echo of humanity's spirit that drove people to invent ways to stay connected across oceans. Late that evening, Alex tested the prototype, pressed the hello button, and spoke. "Morning, Sam. Thinking of you." The console blinked green, indicating the message was sent. Alex held his breath and waited. A minute later, the console glowed blue. It played Sam's voice. "Thanks, Alex. I got your message. Good luck with the console." Alex grinned. The simple exchange warmed him more than any workshop success. Over the following week, Alex and Sam fell into a comforting rhythm. Morning. Alex pressed the button before setting out for his daily tasks. Each afternoon, Sam replied when experiments paused. Their messages were short, but they grew in meaning. "I heard a bird singing today and thought of you. I finally solved the crystal chamber leak. Felt like our puzzle nights." Drew. These moments, Alex realized that distance did not have to mean disconnection. Human ingenuity had turned separation into a shared experience. One day, Sam's console chirped with urgency. A rapid-fire sequence of messages streamed in. "Alex, we had a breakthrough. I want you to see this. Can you join, eh? Video call now?" Alex tapped the video button and saw Sam's face alight with excitement. Behind Sam, a translucent dome shimmered under bright lights. "We've created a prototype habitat window using your airflow model," Sam explained. "This window can adapt its shape to balance pressure and light." "It's our joint work, Alex." Alex felt his chest swell with pride. They had begun as friends playing with gadgets in a park, and now they were partners pushing the boundaries of human exploration. "This is amazing," he whispered, yet even as he celebrated, he noticed Sam's eyes flicker with fatigue. Sam rubbed their temples. "It's been a long week," Sam said, voice soft. "I miss our longer talks." In that moment, Alex understood that technology alone was not enough. They needed to balance invention with genuine presence. He proposed a weekly virtual coffee session where they could talk for as long as they wished. Sam nodded, relief in their eyes. They set a time that worked across time zones, and for 1 hour each Friday, they would talk without gadgets. Just two friends sharing stories, hopes, and dreams. That Friday, Alex brewed a pot of strong tea and placed a steaming mug beside the console. Sam appeared on the screen, holding a cup of glowing green herbal tea from their new lab. They laughed at the colors of each other's drinks and settled into conversation. They talked about childhood memories, favorite songs, and silly jokes. For a full hour, they were not distant minds collaborating on projects, but two human beings sharing life. When the hour ended, neither wanted to leave. They promised to keep their new tradition. Alex felt his sadness lift, replaced by hope. Humanity's greatest strength, he realized, was our ability to adapt, to create, and to care for one another. No matter how far apart people may be, the fire of friendship and the spark of hope can always be carried across oceans and stars. Alex woke early, long before sunrise. He stood by the window and watched the sky turn from deep blue to soft pink. In that quiet hour, he felt alone again. Sam's voice had been warm and full of life during their virtual coffee. But after the call ended, The room felt empty. Alex missed the comfort of Sam's real laughter, the gentle way Sam would nod at his ideas. He missed sharing meals in the park, building tiny robots side by side. He wished he could reach through the screen and hold Sam's hand. Still, Alex carried hope in his heart. He believed in humanity's power to connect. The tools they built, beacons, consoles, even simple video calls, were proof that people could overcome distance. He dressed quickly and went to his workshop. The walls were lined with shelves of spare parts, boxes of wires, old circuit boards. In the center stood the two devices they used, Alex's console and Sam's matching unit. Alex ran a quick test. The green light blinked on his desk, showing the system was ready. He thought of an idea that might bring them even closer. What if they could share more than voice? What if they could see each other's world in real time, not just through a camera? Alex sketched a plan on a whiteboard. He would build a small drone equipped with a lightweight camera and microphone. Sam could carry it around the lab or campus, and Alex could guide it through his workshop. They would explore each other's spaces, as if they walked together. It would be like a shared adventure across continents. Alex gathered parts: a tiny drone frame, a compact camera module, a small speaker, and a microphone. He soldered connections. With steady hands, imagining how Sam's eyes would widen at the sight of the drone buzzing to life, he programmed the flight paths and tested the live feed. The drone's camera streamed video to his console with only a slight delay. He felt a surge of excitement. This was more than a gadget. It was a bridge built of gears and code, reaching across thousands of miles. That evening, Alex sent Sam a message. "I have a surprise for us." Sam replied quickly with a smiley face. Alex explained his idea. Sam's reply came in a flurry of words. "That sounds amazing. I can't wait to try it. Let me finish an experiment, and then we'll connect." Alex set up the console and the drone beside his workbench. He pressed the video button and saw Sam's face appear on the screen, lit by laboratory lamps. Sam, rows of glowing crystals, glimmered like stars. "Ready?" Alex asked. "Ready," Sam said, voice bright. Sam held the drone in a careful grip and tapped the launch button. The drone hovered in Sam's hands before zooming forward. Small propellers made a gentle hum. Through Alex's monitor, he saw lab tables, shelves of tools, and Sam adjusting a test tube. He guided the drone left and right, showing Sam his own workshop, the old wooden bench. The whiteboard covered in sketches, the soldering station stained with tiny burns. They laughed as the drone zoomed past the camera, caught on video then. Reverse direction. Sam steered it toward a corner where Alex kept memories, a photo of both of them by a creek. A small box with their first robot, a notebook filled with shared plans. Alex pointed at the photo. "That was the day we built our first drone," he said softly. Sam's voice cracked with emotion. "I remember. I felt so proud of us." For 2 hours, they flew drones through each other's spaces. They showed new projects, shared jokes, and rediscovered the joy of working together. Even though they were far apart, they felt the same rush of exploration. The distance seemed smaller with every turn of the propellers. Alex realized that their bond was stronger than any ocean or time zone. It lived in their shared curiosity, their laughter, and their hope. When the call ended, Alex felt warm inside. He reached out and touched the console, as if he could still feel Sam's presence there. Knew the drone idea was just the start. There would be more ways to share their lives, sending small care packages with tangible souvenirs, collaborating on a virtual reality space station, or planning a visit for the next summer. Each plan filled him with hope. Alex cleaned up his workshop and paused by the window. The night sky was clear and the first stars were shining. He thought about all the signals humans had sent to the cosmos, calls for friendship, cries of curiosity. Those messages had inspired Project Phoenix and the spark in the nebula. Now his own message to Sam had taken shape in a buzzing drone, a testament to human creativity and care. He whispered to the stars, "We will find each other." Then he closed his eyes and smiled, knowing that hope and human resolve could turn any distance into a shared horizon. Alex woke before dawn again, his mind drifting to Sam. The night had been quiet, but his thoughts were loud. He missed the sound of Sam's footsteps in the workshop, and the way Sam would smile when a project worked. Today he wanted more than a voice message or a drone flight. He wanted something Sam could hold in their hand, a reminder of their friendship. He sat at his workbench and looked at a stack of small wooden boxes he had bought weeks ago. Each box had a sliding lid and smooth edges. He ran his fingers over one box and felt an idea take shape. He would build a time capsule, a little treasure chest filled with memories and hope. Sam could open it and feel Alex's presence even. Across the miles, Alex took out his ruler and pencil and drew designs on paper. He planned compartments inside the box for small items, a scrap of circuit board from their first robot, folded photo of them by the creek, a pebble Sam had picked. Up on a mountain hike, he would also include a tiny speaker one of the spare modules from the beacon. Projects so the box could play a greeting when opened. He gathered his tools, a fine saw, sandpaper, wood glue, and small hinges. He chose a piece of maple wood that glowed softly in the morning light. As he cut the pieces, he remembered how he and Sam had once built a simple wooden birdhouse together. He smiled at the memory and worked carefully to join the sides of the box. Each joint was strong, a promise of resilience, just as their friendship was strong. Next, Alex carved a small wave pattern into the lid, symbolizing the ocean that now lay between them. He sanded the wood until it was smooth and applied a clear finish, making the grain shine. He installed the tiny speaker inside and wired it to a small button hidden under the lid. He recorded his voice on the speaker. "Hello, Sam. I built this box to remind you I am here. Open it when you miss me." 4. The final touch. Alex placed the circuit board scrap, the folded photo, and the pebble into the compartments. He added a handwritten letter, simple and honest. "I miss our laughter. I miss our plans. No matter where we are, we share the same sky. One day we will work side by side again." He slid the letter between the board and the pebble so it would rest in the heart of the box. When the time capsule was complete, Alex wrapped it in soft cloth and placed it in a sturdy, padded envelope. He walked to the post office under a rising sun. The clerk smiled as Alex handed over the package, and Alex felt a surge of hope. "It will take 2 weeks to reach you," the clerk said. "But I will track it every day," Alex promised. Home. Alex set up a simple tracker on his computer. He watched the package move from city to airport to sorting center. Each update felt like a message from Sam's doorstep. He imagined Sam's surprise when the box arrived, the way Sam's eyes would light up as they pressed the hidden button under the lid. He believed in human kindness, that people could use simple tools to carry love across distances. Meanwhile, in a lab half a world away, Sam received Alex's time capsule. Sam held the wooden box and felt its warmth. They carefully lifted the lid and heard Alex's voice greet them. Sam's smile was bright enough to light the whole room. They pulled out the items one by one, tracing the edges of the circuit board. Unfolding the photo and cradling the pebble. Sam read the letter and felt tears of joy. Sam decided to send a capsule of their own. They gathered items that had meaning: a piece of crystalline mineral from their lab, a dried flower from a garden they had tended, and a small model of the adaptive habitat window they had built with Alex's airflow model. Sam recorded a message. "Hello, Alex. I feel your care. I miss you every day. Let this box remind you of our dreams." Back in Alex's workshop, the tracker chimed. The capsule had left the regional sorting center and was on its way home. Alex felt his heart pound with excitement. He thought of Sam holding his box, smiling and feeling less alone. He felt proud of humanity's spirit, that people could bridge oceans with machines and wood and simple words. That evening, by the window, watching the sky turn pink and gold, he whispered to the stars, "We will always find each other." He believed that as long as people cared and tried, no distance could keep them apart. Humanity's greatest strength was our will to connect, to share, and to hope. And with that belief, Alex drifted to sleep, dreaming of future adventures with Sam, side by side once more. Alex woke to the sound of his alarm and stretched as sunlight crept through his window. He remembered the small wooden time capsule Sam had sent. Its speaker had greeted him every morning with Sam's gentle voice. Alex smiled, then felt a pang of longing. Their weekly video calls and shared projects had helped. But he wanted something bigger, something that could light up the night and remind them both that they were never truly alone. That afternoon, Alex biked to the community makerspace. On the edge of town, he rang the doorbell, carrying a box of LED strips, power supplies, and a small controller board. Inside, a group of volunteers were working on solar-powered garden lights. Alex greeted them warmly. "I have an idea," he said, explained. His plan to build a twin light beacon, 2 light towers. One here and one in Sam City. That would flash matching patterns across thousands of miles. The volunteers leaned in, curious. Alex showed them schematics. A metal frame 50 feet tall, wrapped in programmable LED strips. At night, the tower would display a pulse of light that traveled up and down in a wave. When Sam's tower did the same, they would mirror each other, creating a silent conversation of illumination. The community center agreed to host the tower on their rooftop. Alex's heart soared. People were eager to help bring light to a distant friend. Over the next week, Alex worked with local makers. They welded the metal frame, mounted the LED strips, and tested the controller board. Alex wrote code that translated simple messages into light patterns, a slow wave for good morning, rapid pulse for I'm thinking of you, and a gentle sparkle for I believe in us. He calibrated the brightness so the tower would shine through mist and rain. Each evening, he stayed late, watching tiny test lights dance across the metal skeleton. Meanwhile, halfway around the world, Sam read Alex's messages about the project. Sam was teaching a class on adaptive structures and had access to a tall rooftop at the university. Sam rallied students to build the matching tower. They ordered steel beams, LED panels, and a controller board that used the same code Alex had written. Soon, the 2 towers took shape in parallel, one in Alex's hometown, the other in Sam's campus city. One twilight. Alex climbed a ladder to the rooftop, his hands shaking with excitement. The frame stood bare, but for the power cables snaking through the rungs. He flipped a switch. One by one, the LEDs glowed, outlining the tower's shape. He tapped a button. A wave of light flowed from bottom to top, then back down like a pulse of life. Alex grinned and sent a quick voice note through their console. "It's alive." Moments later, Sam's console chimed. Sam's voice crackled with laughter. "I see it." Through Alex's feed, he saw Sam standing on the university rooftop, pointing as their own tower lit up, mirroring Alex's pattern. The 2 waves of light traveled back and forth across the sky. For a moment, it felt as if the towers were hands reaching out, bridging the gap between 2 friends. People gathered below each tower. In Alex's town, neighbors watched as the light pulsed, curious and awed. On Sam's campus, students stopped between classes to marvel at the glowing structure. Cameras captured the synchronized dance of LEDs, and the video went viral online. Comments poured in. "What a beautiful way to stay connected. This is pure human spirit." Alex and Sam watched the comments together in a video call. They saw strangers inspired by their idea, talking about building their own twin towers. Alex felt a warm pride. He realized that human creativity did not just solve problems or explore space, it brought people together with beauty and hope. Even at a distance, their friendship had sparked something that united 2 communities. That night, Alex stood beside the glowing tower, its lights reflecting in his wide eyes. He spoke softly into his console. "Thank you, Sam," Sam replied. "Thank you, Alex." They didn't need grand words. The tower spoke for them. As the light waves traveled up and down, Alex felt his sadness melt into hope. He knew that no matter where they lived, human hearts could shine across any distance. Lighting the way back to each other. The wind was soft that morning, carrying the scent of blooming flowers through Alex's window. He stood by the tall light tower, staring at the soft, pulsing glow of the LEDs. The lights blinked gently up, then down, a rhythm he knew well. Sam had sent that signal. It meant, "I'm thinking of you." Alex smiled, but his heart felt heavy. It had been almost 3 weeks since their last video call. Sam had written that work at the lab had grown hectic, with a new research team visiting from another city. Their daily messages had become short and rushed. Some days, Sam didn't reply at all. Alex understood, but he missed the deep talks, the laughter, the shared silence that once felt so full. He sat near the base of the tower, laptop open, watching the message logs. Sam's light patterns still came each day, but they felt distant like echoes from far away. Alex whispered to himself, "I miss you." He had tried everything: the console, the drone, the capsule, and now this beacon. They had connected again and again, but still the feeling of distance returned like a shadow. It wasn't the tools that were failing, it was the time between hearts. He walked slowly home through the quiet streets, thinking deeply. Maybe we need something real, he thought. Something we can build together, side by side. That's when an idea formed in his mind, not just a gift, not just a message, but a shared creation, a project built by both of them, even while they were apart. That night, Alex began drafting blueprints. He called it the bridge. It would be a digital model of a structure they'd imagined long ago as kids, part spaceship, part habitat, part dream. They used to draw it on scraps of paper in the park, adding rooms, lights, gardens, and labs. Alex wanted to bring that dream to life in virtual space. With today's tech, it was possible. He uploaded the base design to a shared server and left a note. "Sam, I started building our bridge. I left room for your side. Let's finish it together." Then he waited. The next morning, Alex checked the file. Sam hadn't logged in yet. He sighed, trying not to feel disappointed. He spent the day building the outer ring, shaping the engine room and greenhouse just like they had once planned. He added plants, with glowing leaves and a wall covered in photos, some of Sam, some of them both. At night, he uploaded it with a hopeful heart. On the third day, something changed. A notification popped up. "Sam has added new sections." Alex clicked it quickly. He gasped. On the opposite side of the bridge, a glowing lab had appeared. Sam had built it in perfect detail, transparent walls, floating tools, and even a little robot cat that followed him around. A message floated above the door. "I miss this," Alex grinned. Over the next week, their world grew. They each added to the structure day by day, Sam building science chambers, Alex designing garden domes. They sent short messages through the bridge itself, like graffiti on digital walls. "I remember this idea. You still draw like a dream. Let's add a music room." And through it all, Alex's heart began to feel lighter. No longer felt so far away. Even though Sam's city was still across the ocean, they were now building something together again like they used to do. That virtual bridge became more than a model, became a home. One evening, Alex logged in to see a brand new structure at the center of the bridge. A tower almost like the real LED beacon but made of crystal light. Inside it, a new message glowed. "Alex, I haven't been around much, but I see everything you've built. It means more than I can say. I've missed you. Let's never stop building." Alex touched the words on screen and smiled. He added a message of his own beneath. We won't. As long as we keep building, we're never apart." He logged off and stepped outside. The night sky shimmered with stars. In the distance, the real beacon still blinked its soft light. But now, Alex didn't feel as sad. He understood something deeper. Distance didn't mean disconnection. The human spirit, full of hope and creativity, could stretch across oceans, screens, and time. It could plant seeds, build bridges, and carry love forward. Alex looked up at the stars and whispered, "We are builders. That's who we are." And in that moment, the night didn't feel empty. It felt alive with hope. The morning sun was bright, casting golden light across Alex's desk. The virtual bridge he and Sam had built now stretched across hundreds of rooms. Gardens, labs, libraries, and art halls filled the space with color and life. Even though they lived far apart, they had created something beautiful together. But still, something inside Alex felt quiet. He looked at the digital model and whispered, "I love this, but I still miss being with you in person." It had been nearly a year since Sam moved away. Their light towers still blinked each evening, and the shared virtual space grew with each passing week. But now, Alex wanted something more, something real. He wanted to stand beside Sam again, to share a meal, to laugh without a screen between them. The thought made him feel small and far away again. Later that day, Alex walked through the local park. The same old wooden bench sat beneath the tall tree where he and Sam once dreamed of the stars. Birds chirped softly above and children played in the distance. Alex sat down and closed his eyes. He thought of the projects they had built, the signals they had sent, and the world they had shaped with their minds and hearts. Then an idea came to him, not a message or a device or a tower. Something simpler, a letter. That evening, Alex took out a sheet of paper and a pen. He hadn't written a real letter in years. He sat by the window, under the glow of a warm lamp, and began to write, "Dear Sam, we've built beacons, consoles, drones, bridges, and each of them brought me closer to you. But today, I just want to talk to you like we used to, like two people sitting on a bench with the stars above. Sometimes I still feel far away from you, not just because of the distance, but because I miss seeing you. I miss our small moments, quiet talks, the way we understood each other without saying much. I know life is busy, you're doing amazing work, and I'm so proud of you. I've kept building here too. But lately, I've wished for something simple. A walk, a real hug, even just a cup of tea across the same table. So, I have a big hope. Maybe one day soon we can see each other again. I'm not asking for forever, just a few days. A visit, a real moment. I believe in us. I believe in what we've built. And I believe we can still make new memories, not just in a virtual world, but in this one. With care and hope, Alex folded the letter carefully, slipped it into an envelope, and wrote Sam's name and address. He walked to the small postbox at the end of his street and dropped it in. As the envelope disappeared, he felt lighter, like something inside him had found a voice. Days passed, the beacon lights continued to shine. Messages still came through the virtual bridge. But Alex didn't mention the letter. He waited quietly, fingers crossed, heart full of hope. Then one sunny afternoon, the doorbell rang. Alex opened the door and froze. There stood Sam, suitcase in hand, wearing a smile as warm as the sunlight. "I got your letter," Sam said softly, "and I couldn't wait." Alex's eyes filled with tears. He stepped forward and hugged Sam tightly. "You came all this way," Sam nodded, "because you matter. We matter." That evening, they sat together on the old park bench, just like before. No screens, no gadgets, just the two of them under a wide sky. They didn't need to say much. The silence was full of understanding, full of years of shared effort, hope, and heart. The stars began to shine one by one. "We really did it," Alex said. Sam smiled. "We never stopped." And in that simple moment, two friends sighed. By side, again Alex felt something stronger than any invention. The human spirit. The belief that love, friendship, and connection could cross any distance. That no matter how far we go, we always find our way back to each other. That is what humanity does. We reach, we build, we hope. And we find each other again and again.